great scenics, the stunning shots of the skyscrapers, the majestic. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. First for Chicago, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the back. And down low, the two-time NCAA champion at Florida, the 6'11" tornado of energy and effort. It's the big man, Joakim Noah. Then it's Dang, and it's Boozer in at the 4 spot. And for New York, Felton is out there with Damon Shumpert. And in the middle, the 2012 Defensive Player of the Year, 7'1" rebounder, shot blocker, and leader, Tyson Chandler. Then it's Anthony, and it's Bargnani in at the 4 spot. Noah kicks to Butler. Back to Noah. The kick out to Rose. 5 on the clock. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And so here is New York. Felton with the ball. Dishes it to Bargnani. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Chicago. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I had a chance to catch up with Tom Thibodeau. He said that they will be focusing a lot of their defensive effort into slowing down Carmelo Anthony. I asked him for specifics, and he said, Melo is such a dynamic player, there really isn't any single thing we'll do that will be the answer. Instead, we're just going to throw everything we have at him and see how he handles it. Guys?
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. There's 1:38 left here in the first quarter.
Guys, how about the Bulls being able to nab the 5th seed in the East last season, in large part due to how they were able to play on the road. Of course, when you play tough, solid defense like they do, it makes it easier to be competitive and string together road wins. We knew what was going to happen with that one when he got his hands on it.
Yeah, you know, if the ball comes to him off the offensive boards, Clark, it's going to go back down hard.
It's amazing how many points he salvages for his team.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. So Noah will now go to the free throw line. It's on Tyson Chandler. Some changes for Chicago. Stoudemire's checked in for Chandler. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Bargnani. And for the Bulls, defense is one of the few things in the NBA that can neutralize a home court advantage. And Steve, a big part of why they had the success they had on the road.
Yeah, they went 21-20 away from the United Center, and one of only 5 teams in the entire East who managed to stay above 500 away from home. That's a real tribute to this team and the coaching staff.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Well, Noah Dang, originally from South Sudan, his family moved to London when he was a teen, and then for him, on to the United States, a worldly player for sure. He's been involved in a lot of causes, both here in the U.S. and internationally.
And going back to Dang, so active off the court, helping Sudanese refugees, Basketball Without Borders, numerous charities. He says his parents instilled him with that kind of thoughtfulness.
Yeah, and he's also championed a lot of causes in the UK, campaigning to maintain funding for the British national team. Dang is passionate, both on and off the court. You just love his approach to the game and to life, Kevin.
Good point. Shot clock at 3, and it's world peace missing. Butler with the ball. Pass to Heinrich. The dish now to Dang. Takes a 3. At the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
Yeah, I like what they've done offensively, really attacking the rim, getting a lot of points in the paint.
And guys, they've been the aggressor early. I mean, attacking the hoop and getting into the paint, that can make the game really easy for you.
Here's Heinrich, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation. The Knicks with the lead. Al Udrich kicks to Smith. New York moving the ball around. That's good. It's Udrich with the assist that time. Smith's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Knicks.
A lot of high hopes for the Knicks in last year's playoffs. They started off so hot, but then let the series against Boston drag on, and eventually went to 7 games, and they fell to the Pacers in the second round after that.
Stoudemire setting the pick for Smith. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. And the Bulls making a change here. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Felton kicks to Smith. Back to Felton. Smith outside. 4 on the shot clock. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Well, their pass it to Heinrich. That'll leave you up top. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
The Knicks leading by 3. Udrih dishes to Smith. Smith off a pick from Udrih. Smith drives in, so the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And the Boston series did drag on him, you could tell. You wonder if they were a bit fatigued going into that Pacers series. Steve, Indiana just outplayed him, outworked him in every way in the second round.
Yeah, I think it was a factor, Kevin, and really the Knicks have only themselves to blame. They had Boston down 3-1 and a home game to close it out, but they couldn't get it done. And there's no doubt that affected them against Indiana in the next series.
Well, the Bulls battled in last year's postseason. Got a Game 7 win in Brooklyn to sneak out of round 1 in what was one of the more interesting series of the first round, but then fell to the Heat in round 2.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kevin, although Andrea Bargnani is a player that has seemed to have lost a lot of value around the league, the Knicks were actually eager to acquire him this offseason, despite the money remaining on his contract. And you can see the fit. A team that loves to spread the floor and shoot threes, he can certainly do that, and gives the team another versatile scorer to complement the brilliant Carmelo Anthony. Kevin, we'll see how it works out.
Seems like a good fit. Thanks, Doris. Felton can't get it to go.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And here's Heinrich. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And the shot is good.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
And here's Felton from the arc. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half ends in a close one.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's been a tight matchup.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Chicago trailing here. Rose kicks to Butler. Noah high post. Inside for the lead. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And not to be overlooked about Luol Deng. He's one of the elite perimeter defenders in the NBA. He's got tremendous size and length, lateral quickness, and boy, does he play with tremendous effort and focus night in and night out. He's one of my favorite guys to watch work.
You talk about Deng's effort and toughness. Easy to see why he's a favorite of Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, he guts it out. He plays through pain. That hamstring toward ligaments in his wrist. Remember last year in the playoffs, he had the issue with the spinal tap. It's just such a tough player and perfect fit for the Bulls.
Rose against Felton. Now here's Rose. Defense right on him. Butler kicks to Rose. 5 to shoot. Butler.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make in a close game. A potential momentum builder.
Well, for a long time for the New York fans, going to see a Knicks game was an exercise in masochism, but they've turned it around in a big way, and now this is a tough place to play for a road team.
Shot's good by Anthony.
Oh, he's explosive, Kevin. I mean, a lot of time, all it takes is a basket or two to really get his motor running, and suddenly he becomes almost impossible to handle.
And here's something else, Steve. He invites contact when he's attacking the rim. He doesn't try to finesse his way through anything. He's going through bodies.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. And Clark, that's what winning's going to do for you. The Knicks had the second best home record in the East last season as they won 31 games here.
Well, you know, Kevin, there's so much mystique here in this building. I mean, everybody loves to play in New York. It's the mecca for basketball in this country. And when NBA players come into New York, they can't wait to play against this Knicks team. And the Knicks, they want to defend their home floor.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
You know, the Knicks got off to a fast start, but when you employ as many old bodies as they did last year, it's hard to sustain the level of play you need over the course of a full season. It's one reason they started to falter a bit late in the year.
Stoudemire's checked in for Tyson Chandler. Bargnani kicks to Anthony. Back to Bargnani. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Bargnani's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Clark, you said the Knicks did hit that lull last season right after the All-Star break into early March. But Steve, when the Knicks saw the finish line in sight, they picked up their play and got back in it.
That's right. They won 13 games in a row late in the season, catapulting themselves back into the top tier of teams in the East, and let everyone know that they would not be exiting the playoffs early. That really was the start of that run.
No good on the free throw.
You know, Joakim Noah, part of those back-to-back championship teams at Florida, 2006 and 7, was kind of skinny in college in his first years in the league. But he's done a really good job of adding muscle to his frame. That work in the weight room and in his basement have served him well.
Good on the second free throw. And with the big minutes that Joakim Noah is asked to play, it's a good thing he's been so dedicated to staying in shape.
He's another player, Kevin, who does yoga in the offseason. He's even trained with big wave surfers in Hawaii, going underwater with weights in his hands, doing jumping and running. Pretty interesting training regimen, but of course he's a very interesting guy.
Pretty wild, huh? And it's blocked by Rose. Hits the bucket. Rose has got his first points in this one.
And these two teams continuing to trade blows like heavyweights in the middle of the ring.
So many times tonight, the energy in this building has gone from one way to the other.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Bulls lead by 1. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Chicago.
I like the way they've gotten to the foul line throughout the game, guys. Those are important points.
They're taking care of business in the paint, too. Those are valuable points they've been getting down low.
Shots good from Bargnani.
How about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
They have found their groove from deep, Steve.
Outside Butler. The kick out to Rose. Back to Butler. Outside Rose. The tray. Shots good by Butler. And the Bulls lead by 1.
Boy, this is shaping up to be a real barn burner.
Well, I think it already is. I mean, we're going to find out which team tightens up under the pressure and which one can stay poised.
Felton attacking. Shumpert. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently.
Rose passes to Boozer. Shoots. Noah. The Knicks go the other way with it. Anthony drives in. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
Ooh, he's playing hard, but you got to play smart, too. Get there too late, and that's a big whistle.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Taj Gibson. Butler kicks to Boozer. Chandler on him. Outside Rose. And again, Chicago. No good. And Shumpert penetrating. Out to Anthony. He feeds it to Felton. Pass to Bargnani. Releases. Chicago grabs the miss.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Rose, no good.
Surprisingly, he hasn't really been a big part of their offense. I don't think he ever got into a rhythm.
Felton against Butler. Felton kicks to Anthony. Count it.
Just a fantastic effort they're getting from Anthony right now.
Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 3. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, down 3, you don't necessarily have to go for the 3. You could go for the quick bucket and then the foul.
I'm not sure. I mean, in this situation, I think they should look for the 3, Steve. I mean, try to tie this thing up. You got 3-point shooters. Let it fly.
And here's Rose outside. Misses the 3. It falls. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
A crucial basket.
They needed it, and he gave it to them.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Smart foul there. You've got to try to extend the game.
Yeah, it's still close, but they're fighting that clock as much as the score right now.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely massive free throw. That'll force them into a 3-point attempt.
Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 3. 5 seconds left to play in the final quarter. 5 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Dane can't get it to go.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Clutch free throws there to ensure they're going to go home with the W.
So it's New York picking up